A group of Watertown residents are concerned that the size of new buildings in Watertown will keep increasing, and they are now asking city officials to make a change. The planning board will soon take into consideration a citizen petition calling for the city to amend the zoning ordinance to reduce the allowable size of buildings around Watertown Square. Let's bring in WCN's Jim Vershbow to fill us in on this issue.
Thank you, Meyer. We are at the Central Business District, more commonly known as Watertown Square, where residents are interested in reducing the size of all future buildings in this area. They're so interested that over 200 citizens recently signed a petition that was introduced at City Council this week. The petition asked the city to reduce the floor area ratio, or FAR, of buildings in the Central Business District from 4.0 to 2.2. The FAR regulates the height, number of stories, and overall size of buildings in town. The size of the building incorporates how far the property is set back from the property line and the amount of open space on the property. Many residents want to see the ratio decrease so smaller buildings are constructed. Multiple residents and signers of the petition spoke during public forum of Tuesday night's meeting.
Many petition signers said we are losing the character of Main Street with the possibility of cavernous effects similar to Pleasant Street with the addition of more new, very tall buildings. People are frustrated that they feel many of the new projects are just rubber stamped by our Planning and Development Department, and the developers seem to be favored over the residents' wants and needs.
The city doesn't listen to the residents anymore. The most frequent emotions: anger and frustration. We ask you to vote yes on this petition so that it can get the review it deserves and so that citizens' voices can be heard.
I would like to voice my opposition to this petition. We shouldn't zone by ad hoc petition, as we just heard. This really hasn't taken a holistic view at the Central Business District zone. It seems targeted towards one building. And the good news is we have a chance coming up soon to talk about Watertown Square and what we want there, what kind of buildings we would like.
In this case, I agree that there are already planning processes in place to look at zoning in Watertown, particularly the Watertown Square area. And I agree that targeting one particular building that will actually be housing residences as opposed to commercial space, it actually really impacts the ability for people to both stay in Watertown and move into Watertown.
The City Council is required by law to send the petition to the Planning Board for consideration. Councilors did not share their opinions on Tuesday night, but the city attorney did outline the process for the petition.
In this case, a zoning amendment is being initiated by a petition. In fact, the petition process under Chapter 40A, Section 5, only requires 10 signatures to bring it before the City Council, and the language in the statute specifically states that the City Council shall, within 14 days of receipt of that petition, refer the petition to the Planning Board.
After the Planning Board makes a recommendation, the City Council will hold a public meeting and vote on the petition. Reporting live from the Central Business District, Jim Vershbow, Watertown Cable News.
Thanks, Jim. The full City Council meeting can be viewed on WCATV.org under the Government Channel tab. We'll update you on when the matter will be taken up by the Planning Board.